start recording. So I'm doing things a little bit different this time. I am recording this as I normally do. When we have our sessions, I record everything we do. And the other thing I did was I am now going live at the same time. So our Zoom call is live on Twitch. You guys are getting Twitch famous right now.
Oh.
In case people wanted to see it happen in real time live, and if I already have that YouTube channel or that Twitch channel anyway for live streaming and that kind of thing, and I can also record at the same time, I figured I could do that. So there's one or two people here in the live session, but of course this will obviously be recorded and go on the YouTube channel later. So, but I just thought I'd let you guys know that you're getting Twitch famous at the same time. So, that's kind of sick. Okay, I think we can go get started. So we're going to cover chapters 16, 17, and 19, not 16, 17, and 18, because the big thing I want to talk about, the two big ideas that I think are important, is I want to hit Reconstruction, because we just got done with the Civil War. I don't know if you guys went back and watched that, but I do have a video on my channel going over through the Civil War, because we can't stop doing content and things like that. And so I want to talk about Reconstruction, which is after the Civil War, and I want to talk about imperialism at the same time. And that's why I asked to go into chapter 19, because chapter 17 talks about kind of like the leading up to imperialism, and then chapter 18 has nothing to do with imperialism, then chapter 19 is imperialism. So we're going to do 16, 17, 19 from the 5 steps. John, I can get you those review chapters later this afternoon if you want to go back and read, because I am going to go pretty quick today. It's mostly going to be you guys answering questions, which is super sick.
I have to head out, Trevor, at 2:30.
Okay, that's fine. So you might miss some of it. But
I can watch the...
You can watch the recording, yeah, if you really want to go back and work on that. Okay. Gotta go back to 16. Right here. Okay. Now, here's what we're gonna do. Watch me... And... oh, actually, wait. No, wait. Wait, this is gonna be sick. Just give me a second. No, just be done. And... Alright. So here's what we are going to do. Okay. Alright, here we go. Is there any way I can change lobby music, mute lobby? There we go. So, we're gonna do a little Kahoot, guys. So, code's up there. You should be able to see the question, things like that from here. Yeah, because we can do this remotely, and it'll be sick and fun. So, join in, because this is how you're gonna be answering questions. And if you're here with us live, you can also join us as well. If you just go to www.kahoot.it or get the Kahoot app and type in 930-4616 for your game pin, you also in the audience can join along with these young men here. And if you're watching this on the recording, you can always just answer the questions on your own before they appear, which I encourage you to do. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to log in here. And while you're doing that, I'm going to give you a couple or at least one study tip, being one thing I like about the 5 Steps to a 5 is it's got the chapter review at the end of the chapter. And so I would highly encourage you guys to, when you're going back to review, especially since we're really close to the AP exam, that's a great way to get that content super fast and get the big points and that kind of thing. We are, I think it's 2 weeks from Friday. Is that right? Is the AP exam?
The 15th.
The 15th, yeah. That's 2 weeks from Friday. So we've got 2 more meetings. We have, I think, 2 more meetings after this if we're going to go on pace meeting-wise, which I might get us finished. If not, I might do an extra live stream this weekend. Just so you guys know. But I think we are gonna... I think we'll finish.
What days are your AP tests that week?
Oh, true. Good call. I should be able to still do it. That week, I actually also have a test on the 15th. And I have a test on the 13th. So I have a test 2 weeks from today and a test at the same time as you guys.
Do you want to change the date on the 13th test to like not test, but study group to like Tuesday or Thursday?
Don't we normally have it on Tuesday? Oh, we don't.
Wednesday.
We have it on Wednesday. It's my other peeps that I do on Tuesday. That's right.
So you would have it the same time as you'd have the day as your test.
Right. I'm gonna say I'm actually okay with it because I think personally I am not gonna be brain dead after my AP exam because it's only 45 minutes, and that day my exam is at 11 a.m.
Okay.
So I think we can still have it on Wednesday if you guys want to keep Wednesday, unless if you guys want to do a different day, then I'm not opposed to a different day. But I think we'll keep it. I think I'm willing to keep it Wednesday. I'll be fine on Wednesday.
Sounds good.
So, all right. Well, I can't start unless people join. Oh, there we go. Sturdy Oryx.
Is that you, John?
I don't know which one of you that is. Clearly it's John.
Yeah, that's me.
Bryant, you could join for like,
I'm almost in there.
the 30 minutes that you're going to be here for, and then just randomly click when you leave.
It's making you like, you don't get to choose your own nickname?
No, I forgot to fix that. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Dynamic squid. I love it. Okay. All right. Well, before we get started, I'm going to stop sharing so that this is not distracting. But before we get started, I'm going to do my quick, rapid review of Reconstruction. So as you guys know, Reconstruction was the period after the Civil War. Civil War ends, North wins, and Reconstruction is the time period where we're trying to, fix the Union in a sense, try and recover. And if you recall, throughout that time period, we had lots of kind of controlling the South and that kind of thing because, they were so pro-slavery, they tried to revolt, and so we put in a lot of policies to obviously limit that and control that and that kind of thing. Let me get my book over here so I'm hitting the right points. The idea was to, I think good wording, I like the wording here, is to assimilate southern states back into the Union. And so they're trying to work, because they had left the nation for a couple of years. And so the goal of Reconstruction is how do we work these rebellious states back into our Union so that we can have a unified nation and that kind of thing. John, did you, die? John? Oh, no, sorry. Sorry, I got distracted. I just said that because now there's only one player in the Kahoot, and I thought I think it was John that left, but whatever.
Oh, is he not playing anymore?
I don't know.
Hello?
Hello? Are you there?
Sorry, I'm about to eat, so I don't think I will be able to do the Kahoot thing.
Oh, bro. Well, you can always come back to the live stream when you're done, or call me back when you're done. Hopefully, try and see if you can be done before 2:30, because then you can probably join the same call.
Yeah.
And then we can continue from there. Okay, well, bye, John. Anyway, I'll keep going with you, Brian, until 2:30, and hopefully he'll come back before 2:30 so it's not awkward.
Sounds good.
But, so the idea of the Reconstruction, assimilate those unions so we get that unified nation. Obviously, it's going to be a lot harder than we expected. And one of the big things was how do we figure out the status of former supporters of the Confederacy? What do we do with those people? Because obviously there were people that were a part of, they were their own nation. They had their own government and that kind of thing. And so how do we deal with those people that actually held positions of power in the Confederacy? And so Reconstruction was obviously a challenge they had to work around. And we introduced a new political party called the Radical Republicans, as you might remember. And they were very extreme. They were very extreme in their plans and that kind of thing. Sorry, I didn't do much preparation beforehand, so I apologize for that.
You're fine. So the big idea behind, if you were part of the Radical Republican Party, your big thing was you were favoring harsh treatment of the South. The idea behind the Radical Republicans is let's kick their butts into gear. They were wrong for what they did, and so let's put them in their place, if you will. And so they were very extreme in their policy making and that kind of thing. They favored a decisive elevation of the political, social, and economic position of former slaves, and so they wanted to, if they're the freed slaves, they wanted to assimilate them into society. They wanted them in positions of power. They wanted them involved in the economy. They wanted them involved in society and that kind of thing, to really drive in that the South lost and that kind of thing. They were almost kind of wanting to rub things in the South's face. Is a good way to look at it. So they would propose all these kinds of things, such as black codes. Actually, that's a lie. They would oppose black codes. Black codes were regulations that would they would try and limit African American power, and prevent them from having certain jobs and that kind of thing. It was an attempt by the South to keep slavery. Another attempt at the South to keep slavery, if you remember, was sharecropping. If you remember that, the way it would work is that they would the slaves would buy this land. And take care of it for that owner, but they would get so far in debt that it was basically like slavery, because they were so far in debt that they couldn't pay off those debts to be able to actually go out and start their own farms. They were simply paying cheap land to work for someone else, and then they couldn't pay off those debts to that person, and so they ended up being enslaved to them in a sense. So sharecropping was another way that the South tried to maintain slavery. Of course, Republicans trying to oppose those kinds of things. So Abraham Lincoln proposes the 10% plan, which allowed Southerners who had not held important Confederate military or political positions to swear their allegiance to the United States. And once 10% of those registered voters did this, they could form a new state government loyal to the Union. So the idea behind this was that all those southern states, you had to get 10% of the population of each southern state to be like, I pledge my allegiance to the Union, in order for them to truly be reassimilated into the Union kind of government. And radical Republicans didn't like this. The radical Republicans opposed this view. They were, and as we know, they were wanting to protect slaves and that kind of thing. Other big ideas behind this. It kind of shifted over time, the plans. If you go back and study this on your own, you'll notice the difference between Abraham Lincoln's plans for Reconstruction versus the radical Republicans' plans for Reconstruction versus Andrew Johnson's plans for Reconstruction. They're all very different, and so it's important to know those differences. As we know, we have our first impeachment. It's a lie. I think it's the second impeachment. I think someone earlier got impeached. So this might be the second impeachment. Oh, now I'm pissed that I don't know this. Oh, I'm looking this up. Who was the first impeached president? Oh, it was Andrew Johnson. Okay, I was right. It was the first. Did I say first or second? I don't remember what I said. Uh-oh. Did I just kick out Bryant on accident? Hold up, live audience. Hold up just one quick second. I think I accidentally kicked out person. Either that or he left on his own. I'm not sure. Give me a minute while I message them. I apologize for all these technical difficulties, everyone. This is what happens when you go live, you know? You have these kinds of issues. So let me see what I can do to fix this. There we go. There we go, we're good. We are good to go. Alrighty-dighty. My apologies there, Brian. I don't know if I kicked you out or what happened, but...
Oh, that was me. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay, cool. I was worried I had done something wrong, and so...
Oh, no, you're fine.
I would make sure that you know the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. You don't need to know all your amendments, but I think those are very important ones, and they're all regarding Reconstruction. 13th Amendment outlawed slavery. 14th Amendment established rights for African Americans. And the 15th Amendment established the framework for how the Southern states would rejoin the Union. Whoa, I'm just rattling off the page, so I don't think that's true. 13th Amendment, I believe, was slavery. 14th Amendment was blacks getting rights. 15th Amendment, I think, was talking about blacks' right to vote. Because even though there was the blacks getting rights, I believe the 15th Amendment, there were still Southern states that were very much against black rights, and so they would try and limit their voting with reading tests and things like that. And so I don't think the 15th Amendment, I think the 15th Amendment was about black voting rights. Yeah, it was. So basically the 15th Amendment says that the rights of the citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race. So no matter what your race is, you can still vote because the South was trying to prevent that. So 13th, abolishing slavery. 14th, black citizen rights. And 15th is everyone gets the right to vote no matter what your race is. And then finally, Reconstruction ends with the Compromise of 1877 because we actually have a tie for the presidency. And so we had to write the compromise, and so this person would be president, but they had to leave. Union troops had to leave the South, and so that was what the Compromise of 1877 was about. So with that being said, I have got 5 Reconstruction questions for you, Mr. Bryant Larrabee. Let's see what you can do. And of course, if you're watching live, try to do this on your own as well in the time limit that Bryant gives you. You know, who knows, maybe Bryant answers the question really fast. And if you guys are recording, I'd recommend you pause the video at each question, try and answer the question yourself, and then compare your answer to Bryant, see if you're right, see if you're wrong, and that kind of thing. So are you ready, Bryant Larrabee?
Yes.
Okay, cool. We're going to go ahead and get started here. Oh, you can't see my screen. Ah! Uh-oh, I started it. I'm dumb. I am killing it. You probably got kicked out. I forgot to share my screen to get started. Give me a minute here. I will get you a new code. Forgot I wasn't sharing my screen. Oopsie daisy. I also didn't fix the you can name yourself whatever you want, so you're going to be some random name now.
Okay, that's fine.
I apologize. Boom. Here we go. You should be able to see it.
Yep.
Okay. And I'll put us over here. That way. We still can be seen. Awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and get started here. I guess that I think one thing I'll do in case John comes back, I'll put it in chat. I'll put that code in chat. What was the code? You can see the code right now. I can't see it because OBS is in the way.
4013372.
Awesome. So that way, in case other people join and they want to join late, I think they can do that. I think you should be able to join late. I think that's a thing. Okay. Here we go. Let's go ahead and I'm actually going to put this in full screen. Make it easier for all of us. Let's go ahead and get started. This is the wrong one.
Oh.
Nice. Woo! You mean if you want to answer that question, go ahead while I'm trying to figure out how to fix this. Answer just to see what you can do. I bet this isn't the way. You can't see the question, can you?
Nope.
Well.
There we go.
This is just nothing to do with today, just optional to see if Bryant knows what he's doing. While I'm jamming to Kahoot. I just realized that live stream can't see what's going on, so...
Oh, you missed it.
You missed it? I can't see. Cause the Second National Bank to create inflationary policies. That was a cause. Ooh, I got you. That was related to the Panic of 1819. That was the cause. The labor movement was the effect, and I was asking for the effect. I got you.
Yep.
Classic. Okay, well, we're killing this because we're not doing this. And we're also going to move this over here. Stop share. Because my screen recording, what's recording this meeting is recording this screen, not that screen. Not like you care. But, let me just... There we go. Okay, now we can see this. And I want to add a new tab. No, I don't. I want to play this one. Just play the right one this time. Here, and I will... Friendly nickname generator. No, you can pick whatever name you want. If you've got some creative name, you can do it.
Trevor, John said I texted and tell him we just started the Kahoot and he should join. He's texted, it won't let him.
Oh. That's because we made a new code. So, give him this code. That's why it won't let him.
That makes sense. And Tyler's not able to join.
I don't think so, no. I called him.
He has dance lessons right now.
Oh, okay. You talked to him.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I don't. He just sent me a text.
Okay.
Okay, I just texted him that, so you might want to wait a minute for him.
Okay. So you're gonna log in, and then we should be waiting for John, is what you're saying?
If he's able to join with that code, he probably should be soon. He said it wouldn't let him, so he's probably trying to.
Okay. And I'll text him the Twitch stream so that he can see what the questions are. Put the Twitch... Where did I put the Twitch stream? I put it in Discord. That's where I put it. Discord's taking a fat minute. Here we go. Twitch.tv/now. Boop. And then if you tell John, I texted him the Twitch stream so that he can watch the stream and see the questions while he's eating if he's interested.
Sounds good.
So,
yeah,
if he's, hopefully he sees that, and hopefully he joins. We'll give him like 2 minutes. I guess while we're waiting, do you have any questions on Reconstruction? You're probably only going to have time to sit in on Reconstruction because after the 20 minutes, my guess is it'll be 2:30 and you'll have to get on your way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But do you have any questions on Reconstruction?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
John, it says he read my text, so he probably will be there any minute.
Okay. Well, as we give him some time, I'm gonna go through here and see if I can add some things. Ooh, this is something important that I missed. The Tenure of Office Act. You should know what that is. It removed the power of the president to dismiss a cabinet secretary without the concurrence of the Senate. So it basically removed the president's power to get rid of a government. Basically, it's the president is unable to get rid of a government official unless the Senate approves of it as well. So the president needs approval of the Senate, and this is how Andrew Johnson gets impeached, because Congress passes this, he violates the Tenure of Office Act, and then he gets impeached. So that being said, John looks like he's in here. He saw my text, so he might be joining the stream here soon. I don't see him in the chat yet, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. He saw it, so if he's interested in seeing the question... Oh, and then he got kicked out. And he's back.
Oh, he's back.
Okay. So if he's interested in seeing the questions, he'll join the live stream, and or he'll actually just join the call.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll see what happens. Oh, John is wanting to get in the room. Okay, I let him in. So he'll get in here soon. For those of you watching live and those of you watching the recording, just make sure you're hopping around. I might put timestamps in the recording so that you can skip to when we actually start answering questions and that kind of thing, as we're spending way too long troubleshooting. John is here.
There we go.
I don't know if he can hear us, but he's in, and he can. Yeah, well, he's muted, so that's fine. Oh, and he's gone, just like that. I got it. Start,
John.
dude. You can't do this to us. You can't just join the call and then kick yourself out. Brian's got to be somewhere in 15 minutes. We got 5 questions to get through in 15 minutes, dude.
My computer says he's still here.
Really?
On the call, he has his microphone muted, and I see.
Oh yeah, but I
his
mean in the
name.
Kahoot. In the Kahoot.
Oh,
Oh, and he
Kahoot,
just
yeah,
got
he's
kicked
left.
out, and he's gone. Oh dear. All right. Well, let me keep going through here, seeing if there's anything else I want to touch on. I guess we're talking about the Civil Rights Act of 1866. Granted the rights of citizenship to the freedmen. So basically, gave citizenship rights to the African Americans as well. Dude, stop getting kicked out. Oh, he can't hear me yet.
All right. Can
Dude,
you
stop.
hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you
Yeah.
now.
Okay,
Stop
there
kicking
we
yourself
go.
out.
I didn't mean to kick myself out. I still haven't eaten yet because I was trying to figure out how to do this. So I'm just gonna eat while I do this.
Wow, how productive. Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. You missed the whole Reconstruction review, but we're going to go ahead and get started. This room is going to die in 10 minutes, so just so you guys know that. And also, I will send out a new link. Bryant, you might be able to join for the last 5 if you want to. If not, you don't have to. But
Okay.
yeah, I will send out a new link when that's over immediately, so join back in ASAP if you can. Let's get started here. Finally, getting started with the right Kahoot. So there we go.
Can you say the questions out loud?
Yeah, radical Republicans favored all of the following except the governing of the South by military generals, the impeachment of Andrew Johnson, the return of former Confederate leaders to positions of power in the South, and the election of newly enfranchised blacks to positions in the South.
Okay, what was the question?
Radical Republicans favored all of the following except. Can you not see the question?
No.
Well, you got 5 seconds, so you might as well just click.
John, click something.
He clicked something. Okay.
Hey.
John, did you
got
randomly click and get the right answer?
No, I got the right answer.
You got the right answer. Okay, good. John was the one who got it
Yeah.
wrong. Thank goodness. Why can you not see the question? Because Bryant can see it.
I can't see it.
I'm on a computer.
Are you? Oh, are you doing everything on a phone, John? Like playing the
Yeah.
game and well. Okay.
My computer isn't working anymore.
Oh, that's
I
a
really
rip.
don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to switch back and forth, I guess. That
Okay.
sucks. Are you still on your iPhone 5? Or did you get the 10?
No, I got it Monday.
Okay, so you're using the 10. So you could switch between this and the choice answers so that you can see the question. Maybe read the question in the Zoom call, and then when you know your answer, switch over and click the answer. Maybe do that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if we need to talk about this, but radical Republicans did not want former Confederate leaders in positions of power. They were radical Republicans. Remember, they're all about punishing in a sense, I guess, the Confederates, showing them they were wrong and that kind of thing. All of the others show that the South is bad-o and they needed to be fixed. And the yellow one is the only one that talks about Confederate leaders wanting to go back to power, which is not the point of Reconstruction. Otherwise, we'd have a second Civil War. Don't explain it like I did to Mr. Brown. Don't tell Mr. Brown I said like that. Mr. Brown, please don't watch this. Question numero dos. I don't know how to turn off the audio, so you're probably hearing the game audio too, which is unfortunate. is what the audience came to see, is me just dancing to Kahoot. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. "15 seconds, John."
I answered.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? Bryant hasn't answered?
No.
Bryant, hello.
Oh,
Ooh. Brian, did you get it wrong?
Got it.
yeah.
You were the one who I talked about the Tenure of Office Act. I said
I
that's
know.
why Andrew Johnson got impeached. Why don't
I
you
got
listen to
confused.
me?
I was listening to you, Trevor. It said Reconstruction. I started rethinking it of Reconstruction.
Mm. Jonathan
overthought
clearly
it.
knows his history better than you, and he wasn't even here for the review.
Definitely not true.
Yeah, all right, let's talk about these kinds of things. His Reconstruction
There are
policies.
so many carrots in this salad.
Yeah,
I
thanks for
just
the
want to say
comment.
that.
You're live on Twitch, and that'll go on YouTube, just so you know.
Hey guys, there are so many carrots in my salad. Just in case you were wondering.
So if we look at yellow here, this is technically true. Or he might have done that. I think he was from the South, I do believe. But you can't just, like... That's not, like, an impeachable offense yet. There wasn't, like, a law that he specifically did, like, ruin that. So that wasn't the strongest choice. And he didn't violate the Reconstruction Act. He didn't violate the Civil Rights Act. This is just something you gotta know. He got impeached because of he violated the Tenure of Office Act. Tenure of Office Act said that he couldn't put someone in political power unless the Senate approved of it. He did that. Senate didn't like that. He got impeached. End of story. So here we go. Black codes. What do you know about black codes from Reconstruction?
Can you guys hear me eating?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Alright, one of you put red. Increased participation in Southern policies during Reconstruction. Ooh, so we had, I guess, misinterpretation of whether black codes were good or bad. Which is a common misconception. That was John clearly owning that he did red.
No, wait. So the blocks are put in a different order when I look at it. So I just went out of, like, which direction the block was in.
So you knew the answer. So you were going to pick yellow is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, you both got it wrong. I'm just noticing. Both
John,
of you
wait,
thought
so
it, both of you
it's
thought it was
opposite on
bad.
yours?
Yeah, it was like in a different spot.
Huh. Okay, so both of you
Okay.
got this one wrong. John, I don't know which one you answered, and Brian, I don't know which one you answered, but one of you actually honestly got it wrong, and then the other clearly claims he's gotten it right, but is... Anyway, I think it was a misinterpretation of whether black codes were good or bad, and black codes were bad. They were supported by the South. I mean, if we're going to put it on good and bad, good being North, bad being South. So it was bad, and so we're looking for something that was bad. And the only two that look bad are this one and this one. And, well, I mean, 13th Amendment says that there is no slavery, so it doesn't matter if they want slavery or not. They can't maintain slavery, so it has to be prevent blacks from having certain jobs. And that is what black codes did. They did prevent African Americans from getting certain jobs in order to limit their power in society. All right. None of you get nothing for your incorrectness.
You still dancing, Trevor?
Oh, yeah. not gonna do it. I'm gonna call it on YouTube. I ain't doing that. I was getting a little ballsy.
I think I know what happened last time. I did pick the wrong one, but I thought my answer was Brian's answer, so I thought it said I picked red, but I picked the green one, so that's why it said a different one.
Huh. Both of you need to go review the Compromise of 1877 is what that means. It was not a presidential mandate that... There wasn't someone getting up there and being like, Reconstruction is over. There wasn't like an official... And there wasn't an official end to Reconstruction. What it was a... Well, it told you how Reconstruction ended. It ended as a result of this compromise. And basically, the way that the North was able to enforce Reconstruction policies was by having a military presence in the South. So once that gets removed, you can't effectively hold the Reconstruction policies. And so that's why Reconstruction then ends, because of the Compromise of 1877. And we copy the invitation. Bow! 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 Awesome sauce. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. I don't know if Bryant's coming back. I do know that it's 2:25 and he has to leave at 2:30, so I don't know if he's coming back. So I don't know if I should like keep going or not. My guess is I'm probably just gonna keep going.
Okay.
Because I don't think he's gonna come back. I mean, if he does, great. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna kick him out, but I just know he said he was leaving at 2:30, and it is close to that, so he might not see it worth it. So let me go back to this. Should be able to see that screenio. Okay. Let's get started here. Next. What's the 15th Amendment? John missed out on the 15th Amendment deal. Went over all the amendments, so.
I mean, this seems like the only right one. I don't know.
20 seconds, Bryant. Sorry.
Hi, Brian.
15th Amendment. 15 seconds. Ready, go. I don't know what I call this. Hey, there we go. Glad we could talk about that. Glad you know your amendments. Just as a review, I'm just going to verbally ask these questions. 13th Amendment. What was that? You should know it.
Outlawed slavery.
Outlawed slavery. Yep. 14th Amendment. Bryant, don't tell me you didn't commit that to short, long-term memory.
I think your test.
I wasn't just testing Jonathan. I was just seeing if you guys remember. So if you remember
that
blow
one.
it out.
Oh.
He doesn't remember. So Bryant, maybe you need to come here and help out.
14th Amendment.
Do I hear a keyboard?
Is it the red one?
What?
I heard a keyboard. No. The 14th Amendment's not on here, John. So blue was the 13th Amendment. 14th Amendment was guaranteeing the rights of African Americans. It was almost like the Bill of Rights extends to African Americans and to all other races, for that matter, was the 14th Amendment. And the final Reconstruction question, I believe. Nope. This is not Reconstruction. This is something else. I guess we're going to, answer it. There's nothing to do with Reconstruction. I did not mean to keep going. But oh well.
watching on Twitch, Trevor?
I see one person in the chat. So yes.
Hey, Trevor, I have to head out.
All right, see you, Bryant. Thanks
See
for
ya.
sticking around.
Yeah, no problem. Bye. Thanks.
Alrighty, dighty. John, I see you're muted. I don't know if you're.
Hey,
Oh,
sorry.
there
I'm
you
back.
are. All right. Well, you missed
My
the
neighbor-
question.
Okay, my neighbor was calling me. So I
Oh,
had to talk to her about work.
nice.
Yeah.
While you're live on the air.
I know what exodusters were.
Oh, you know that there were certain blacks who went west to settle, and they weren't immigrants who went west to farm. You weren't going to pick
Yeah.
green. Okay, well that's good. I just feel like this is a common question for students to get an error on, because I feel like a lot of students would quickly pick green, because they would think, oh yeah, it's just people who went west to farm. The African Americans did go west to farm, but it was African Americans, and it was modeled after the Book of Exodus when Moses leads them away from Pharaoh. That was the idea. They were trying to. It was almost like a mimic of that, and so that's why they were called exodusters. And so it specifically targets the African Americans, the blacks. So, and I use African Americans and blacks interchangeably. I don't know if you are allowed to do that, but I do. So yeah. So these next 5 questions, I guess these next 4 questions now, they're all talking about the ideas about moving out west, and so this is like the transitioning to imperialism here. Just to give you some context.
I guess, wouldn't technically 2 of these be correct? Or maybe I'm...
Welcome to AP. They look pretty similar.
Hmm.
5 seconds. Oh. Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of a dumb question.
Yeah.
So you thought that you picked orange or yellow, but you thought that there were 2 correct answers. What was the other one you were debating?
I thought the red one, but I guess
Oh.
since those were both really similar answers, I should have thought that. I mean, if one of those was correct, they were both correct, which wouldn't happen, so.
Yeah, if they're both correct, then they're both wrong. Yeah. Yep. Do you remember what rugged individualism was? I feel like that's something I should actually, now that I see that, I should touch on. So I'm gonna look that up. It ain't in the book.
I mean, I think it's basically what red is. Men who came without families and just stuck it out
Cool.
in the bush.
You're teaching me, I'm teaching you. You're teaching Twitch. You might as well take my spot. There you go. Great. Cool. Next question. True or false? "20 seconds to answer true or false." Here, I'll move this so you can see the question.
Wait, which one's true and which one's false?
True is blue. False is red. Good for you. Yeah, why is it false?
Because it wasn't their own land. It wasn't supposed to be their own land.
Say that again?
It wasn't supposed to be their own land. Like, they would like rent or kind of loan land
Okay, yeah.
instead of actually
You're right.
owning it themselves.
Called sharecropping. Yes, not what I was going for. That is
Technically
what
true.
that is. Your statement is true, but false in regard to the Dawes Act. The Dawes Act didn't apply. The Dawes Act applied to Native Americans. It was about Native Americans, not African Americans.
Oh.
So
Well,
what
either
you
way,
described,
it's kind of the same thing.
what you described was sharecropping. It was a trick question kind of thing. You got it right, but you don't know what it's about. Is what that meant.
Well, it's kind of the same concept anyways. But
yeah, it's the same concept, but the idea is that the Dawes Act was a law towards Native Americans. You described sharecropping, wasn't technically anywhere written in law. That's why the South is able to get away with it. But the Dawes Act specifically targeted Native Americans. But the rest of that statement is true. Oh, I'll move this so you can see the question. Ooh, yup. Classic common answer. That was the Populist Party. It was not the Farmers Alliance.
I was thinking that one too, but
And that's a common one.
I just decided to go.
And that's a common,
obvious
like,
one that
if
might
we were
be
doing the full AP exam with the multiple choice and most students see that question, they quickly skim by and they pick the Farmers Alliance. Just because, oh, we see farmers, so therefore Farmers Alliance. But that's not true. Those beliefs were reflected in the Populist Party. And especially that contributed to the large national audience because while the Farmers Alliance was the thing, the Populist Party was the most popular of all of those. So, in terms of nationwide reach and that kind of thing. It started with the Farmers Alliance, I'll give you that, but it eventually, their beliefs ended up shifting to the Populist Party. So, yup. Starts with the Farmers Alliance, then shifts to the Populist Party later on. And so it's mostly reflected, and that's where you get the largest national audience. The biggest national audience, the biggest reach was in the Populist Party. Question on the Turner thesis. Which following is true about the Turner thesis?
Talk about this one with Bryant?
No.
I don't know.
Did you not look at Turner's thesis in class?
I don't think so.
Okay. This was it was an interesting paper. I think I read bits and chunks of it when I was in APUSH. You picked blue, not true. Keep in mind that I told you we're shifting to imperialism and the idea behind imperialism. And so throughout the end of the 19th century, as we get further and further west, we eventually hit more ocean, and so there's nowhere for us to go. And so we want to keep expanding. We have this attitude of wanting to keep expanding. This idea of manifest destiny carries into, well, where can we keep going to manifest? And that roots itself then in imperialism. And so what this paper was about is it was about, hey, what is our westward expansion doing to our character? And it kind of hints at imperialism. It's like, well, we're kind of wanting to become this big world power in a sense and start getting involved in world affairs and getting involved with other nations and taking over other nations and that kind of thing. So Turner's thesis was kind of like this realization of what was going on with expansion and what those attitudes of expansion would mean for imperialism. So now we shift to actual imperialism. Now we're talking about actual imperialism. Intent of the Roosevelt Corollary to the Monroe Doctrine. So talk about what was the Roosevelt corollary? What did the Roosevelt corollary do, and almost how does it relate to the Monroe Doctrine? We talked about a couple webinars ago. Nice. Yep. All those are true. Roosevelt corollary tried to prevent the European powers from becoming directly involved in global affairs, specifically global affairs in the Western Hemisphere. I just couldn't fit that because Kahoot wouldn't let me type long enough answers. And it would allow the U.S. to assist countries in an area that demonstrated instability, is what I was trying to say, but again, we're out of characters, both political and economical, specifically. And allowed the U.S. to remove unfriendly governments in the Western Hemisphere. Roosevelt corollary, folks. Jonathan Lolkema. Next one. When I was going through these questions and writing them, I got this one wrong too. Desire to assist the Filipino natives. No, that's not true. Yes. So notice they were initially, so many humanitarians initially supported. They don't end up supporting the Spanish-American War. In the long run, it's actually humanitarians that are the big categories of people that go against the Spanish-American War.
That would make more sense to me, but.
Yeah, they initially didn't agree with how Spain was implementing the policy of Reconstruction in Cuba. Keep in mind, we're now becoming a world power. We don't really care about everyone else. And so we're definitely not doing it out of our own interest or out of our own interest to help people at this point. And so that's why red's the correct answer there. We're not trying to help out other people. We're doing everything for our benefit. We come in and help out Cuba, we're going to start taking over and taking their resources, which we end up doing.
Technically, red would be the purpose of helping out the people because the policies weren't helping out the people, so that's why they wanted to take over.
But again, initially, in the long run, they don't support it. So initially, they were like, yeah, okay, Cuba's not doing it right. I guess we'll help out the people in that regard. But in the end, they realize, I guess, the U.S.'s involvement in the war, and they realize... That's something where when I send you the review chapters, you can go ahead and take a look at more. Again, I didn't do a great job preparing for it, so I can't give you a better answer. I can read you. I'll read you what the book says on this. Let me.
I mean, thinking about specifically humanitarians, I would assume that they'd be more inclined to, I guess, be not necessary. They probably wouldn't support imperialism necessarily, right?
So the answer they have in the book is the Spanish policy of placing civilians in camps horrified many Americans. Most American newspapers initially supported the war as well. Concern for the Filipinos only became an issue during the debate over whether or not the United States should annex the Philippines. So I can see how that's like a wording of question kind of issue in terms of understanding it. So I can see where you're coming from, but...
And talking specifically about humanitarians, like how would you describe, I guess...
Well, humanitarians would care about, like, the care for the people. I see what you mean. Humanitarians care more about the treatment of people. And so I think the focus here was more talking about the treatment of people, and I guess not so much the people themselves. They don't want people to be treated badly. And it was basically like the Holocaust for Spanish in Cuba. Because Spain would put civilians in camps, and that got people pissed. And that's mistreatment of people, which would be against humanitarians. So that's why that's the correct answer.
Technically, it was just Cubans instead of Filipinos.
Say that again?
Technically, it was just Cubans instead of Filipinos. Filipinos, not Filipinos.
I think Filipinos are the inhabitants of. I about said they were
No.
the inhabitants of Cuba. I'm kind of dumb.
They live in the Philippines.
Yeah, I know that, John. Now, thank you. Whoa. Answer next question. Oh, I didn't change the time limit. Yeah, I forgot to change the time. I
just finished reading the answers.
Yeah, I forgot to change the time limit on this question. I didn't realize that until it started, and I was like, oh crap, that question missed the time change. Yeah, so the major criticism was they didn't like the... I also had to phrase these answers really badly because I ran out of characters. They didn't care about the price. That wasn't an issue. Or that wasn't the major issue. Let's put it that way. There might have been an issue, but it wasn't the major issue. I don't even understand what that answer is trying to say. Like, what, we need two navies, one for one side of the country and one for the other side of the country? We didn't do that beforehand. Like, we didn't have a navy for the Pacific Ocean, the navy for the Atlantic Ocean beforehand, so why do we need two navies now? So I can rule out that one. I can rule out blue. I mean, if I had to pick, I would definitely pick yellow. Again, it's been a long time since I've done the content, and I didn't do a good job preparing, so I can't tell you why yellow's better over green. But if you understand, and YouTube understands, then I'm moving on.
Yep.
Cool. Then I'm moving on. Two more questions. Annexation of Hawaii. Oh, I didn't fix this one too. Crap, they didn't save. Just pick.
This one, I don't know.
And didn't even go through.
I didn't have time to read all of the answers.
Yeah, I know. If I had to guess I think I forgot to change the time limit on the last three, which is my bad. I apologize. That sucks. Oh, you know what I can do is I can hit pause. So that you can see the question, and then we don't have to. Then you just answer in your head, and then you don't answer on the computer. Anyway, yeah, U.S. is able to annex Hawaii because they were able to engineer revolt against Hawaii. Red is not true. She did not desire increased American investment in Hawaii. Public opinion was not in favor of annexation of Hawaii. And that's not necessarily true either. They weren't really threatened by the Pacific powers. This is the best answer, obviously. Hawaii! Yeah! Hawaii! Okay. Last question. Whenever you are ready, you can look at it. And I'm about to pause it, so give me a minute. Okay. So it should be paused on the question. Theoretically, is it paused on the question or no?
Or should I see the answers too?
Do you see the answers?
No, I just see the question.
Oh no! Did I pause it too early? Was there? Oh, there might have been like a couple seconds of lag, and so you were seeing it a couple seconds late, and so then I paused you on the question, and you didn't get to see the answer choices. Okay, so you see the question right now, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna read. Let me. Okay. Let me read you the answers, then you say what you think. They thought their involvements would temper the zeal of other imperialists, is one option. Oh, can you see the correct answer on your device or no?
Nope.
Okay, cool. They admired the pureness of spirit found in the Filipinos and other natives. Religious leaders in Europe favored imperialism, or they saw imperialism as an opportunity to convert the heathens of the new imperialized territory. You think it's that one?
Yeah.
That would be correct. Yes, they referred to them as heathens. They wanted to convert them as per all missionaries, just like period 1. Goes all the way back to period 1. Awesome. Let me see if there's anything else I had to say. Otherwise, I'm going to end off the stream and end off our call, because that's everything.
All right. Thanks, Trevor.
Yeah. Awesome. I think that's all I got for you. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Good work.
All right. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. That is definitely going on YouTube and on Twitch. So, that's all right. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. If you're in here live, thanks again for watching. And if you're watching the recording, hopefully this was helpful. I know we had a lot of tech issues and it took a long time to do. You might need to do some scrubbing. But yeah. Anyways, we will catch you guys in the next APUSH webinar. We'll talk to you guys later.